Deadly border clashes between Pakistan and Afghanistan have reached new levels of intensity, prompting Beijing to call for immediate de-escalation. China has expressed deep concern, urging both nations to prioritize dialogue and exercise restraint to avoid further conflict. The recent violence has erupted after a series of exchanges between Pakistani forces and the Afghan Taliban, particularly in the Kurram district of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. Pakistan has reported heavy casualties and significant destruction of Taliban positions. Over the weekend, Afghan Taliban has reportedly killed 23 Pakistani soldiers in an unprovoked attack, to which Pakistan has responded with a major counter-offensive, reportedly killing over 200 people. China's Foreign Ministry spokesperson Lin Jian has emphasized the need for both sides to resolve their concerns through dialogue and ensure the safety of Chinese personnel in the region. Now, for this discussion, we're joined by retired Major General Dr. Rajan Kochhar, joins us live from New Delhi. Thank you very much, Dr. Major General, for joining us today. Good to see you again. Now, how might this recent deadly clashes between Pakistan and Afghanistan affect regional stability?
Good morning, Asuma. It's a very interesting question because Afghanistan is very strategically located in South Asia. It is also known as the gateway of Central Asia, and it is bordering Pakistan. It is has a border with China, with Iran, and Central Asian republics, two countries there. So, whatever happens in Afghanistan is going to affect the regional stability of this region, and we are aware that on 15th August 2021, when Taliban came into power, there were allegations in Afghanistan, within Afghanistan, of being a haven for terrorist organizations to establish base. And especially ISIS Khorasan has a strong presence here, and they keep on having firefights with the Taliban. A second important aspect is that Tehrik-e-Taliban Pakistan has become an irritant for Pakistan in this region, and it is an offshoot of Taliban only, and it is a creation of Pakistan. Now that creation of Pakistan is troubling Pakistan no end, especially Khyber Pakhtunkhwa and Balochistan areas. As we know, in Balochistan there is already an insurgent movement on with the BLA targeting the Pakistan Army and the security forces. So any kind of regional instability in this region can affect the CPEC, and especially we see this an ambitious project of China of around $65 billion, out of which $45 billion have already been invested in Pakistan, and there's no going back. So if there is instability there, and what is happening in Balochistan with the freedom fighters or rebels, as we may call them, who are targeting the Pakistan army, also targeting the Chinese engineers there. So, and China has its important ramifications in Afghanistan also, because China has its own interest in Afghanistan. And we can talk about this later. But since the question is specific to regional security and stability, one more important aspect which will cause difficulties in regional security is that we have seen in earlier days and also in the recent past that from Afghanistan terrorists are coming inside Jammu and Kashmir also. That was the concern of our External Affairs Minister Jaishankar also when he spoke to Mutaki when they had this interaction in India. So we are also concerned that Afghanistan or Taliban should not give encouragement to these groups there. And we are also aware that a large number of American weapons had also been left here. And a few of those terrorists who were eliminated in Jammu and Kashmir were carrying these weapons. So this entire, if we have an unstable Afghanistan, we have it is going to create an unstable regional environment, and Pakistan is now facing the brunt. India was earlier facing the brunt, and on the Chinese border also the Wuhan corridor, which is a 92 kilometers corridor which connects Afghanistan, and the Uyghurs are there on the other side. So those kind of radical problems China will also face, and therefore it is extremely important that regional stability in Afghanistan must be ensured at all times.
And lastly, what role can China or even India play in facilitating dialogue and de-escalation between Pakistan and Afghanistan?
You see, India will have a limited role because India is not on any kind of a communication, a formal communication with Pakistan. So possibly, I don't think India can play a much role in facilitating, bringing Afghanistan and Pakistan closer. But I think China has a very important role to play because China has three core goals in Afghanistan. One is the access to minerals and energy. The second is to protect their own domestic security, as I spoke to you about the Uyghur militancy which is taking place in China. And the third is create dependencies in this region so as to limit the influence of Russia and America. So China can play a very important role, and I think China is playing an important role because China will feel greatly insecure because there are a number of projects right now which Beijing has initiated in Afghanistan with regard to the mining of copper. China Metallurgical Group Corporation (MCC) in 2007 has already entered this place, but it was long delayed because of security reasons. And now in 2023-24, it has picked up. So China would not want its investment to go waste. Then there is an oil and a gas issue in Amu Darya block and hydrocarbon deals which China has had with Afghanistan. So these Chinese companies, historically CNPC is there. So they also don't want any kind of disruption. And then on the futuristic side, China wants to expand CPEC into Afghanistan and reach up to Uzbekistan and all those areas. So there is a project of a rail and a road link up to Uzbekistan also, which China is actually working on in Afghanistan. So what I actually see is that China has a full-scale interest here. And also you heard how Donald Trump was trying to get Bagram airport here. So China has been the main influencer on Afghanistan to reject that proposal because China does not want anywhere America coming near Afghanistan, though Pakistan is trying to give the Pasni port to the Americans because of the rare earth materials, because it's in Balochistan, this port is in Balochistan, and it will facilitate the movement of the rare earth materials from Pakistan to America. So I think that is the American interest there, but it is purely and largely an economic interest and not a military interest as such. So I think China wields a great deal of influence on Pakistan. 80% of the Pakistan army equipment comes from China, and we saw in Operation Sindoor, how China has helped Pakistan, because without Chinese help, the Pakistan armed forces will not be able to match India at all. So I think Pakistan is largely dependent on China, and China will wield a very strong influence. And in my summing up statement, I would like to say that there is a strong possibility that China will overcome the Pakistan mindset and try to bring about a reapproachment between Pakistan and Afghanistan.
Thank you very much, Major General. Dr. Rajan Kochar, for joining us and sharing that insight. Thank you.